Hello guys, and girls, I'm back again. I'm at the Rajwada today, so in front of the Ganesh Cap Mart. If you're from Indore, it's pretty crowded area, and it's very fun to be here. I love to be here. There are a lot of good food options and shopping. I had a few minutes today, so I thought I'll just make this video and share my views. Today I'm going to talk about the school system in India, and you're probably already aware of it. It's different from United States, but what I chose for my kids and why I chose the particular school or the kind of school I chose. So, as most of you are aware, in India there are three different kind of schools or the boards I'm aware of. Maybe there are more, but I just know three of them. One of them is CBSE, which is classical. Most of the people know. Another is like a state board. So here in Madhya Pradesh is called MP State Board. Third option is ICSC, and fourth is it's called IGCSE, and some people call it Cambridge Board. It's more or less like a Western way of education. Like in US, they have all the different subjects related to science, maths, but no languages, only English or French or something like that. Sorry for the noise because I'm in the town, so this is the main market in the city, so you'll probably hear some noises here. So I put my kids in the so I have two daughters, sixth grade and second grade. When I was looking for the school in my hometown Indore, there are tons of school. So one thing to note, India, you go to any cities, there are so many options you have for schools. All kind of boards you can find, depends on what you need. My primary goal was to send my kids to the school which is decent enough. CBSE, I never wanted a Western or IGFC or IB board, they call it, International Board. I never wanted that curriculum. I'll tell you why. There is a reason which I think is valid in my case, maybe different for you guys. So I sent them to a CBSE school, regular CBSE school, which has good hygienic, security wise good, and it's decent school. They have decent people around. It's nothing lavish or anything really good or something like that. When I was coming back to India, a lot of people told me, oh, you need to pay a lot of donations, political influences, a lot of things you have to do to get into the school. I grew up in this town, Indore, Madhya Pradesh. If I wanted, I would have found some connections or something and put my kids to the best of the best schools, which you need to go to the political connections or some other ways. You are aware of it. You're from India, so I intentionally chose not to do that. The reasons for that: number one, I don't want to send message to my kids that getting into the basic education, you need to go through these back channels and get some recommendations or some political connection to get into the school. I don't like that school. Whatever that school is, if they give the admission to the people or the normal kids who can get into their system and they do good, or they have some like waiting list, that's what I'm perfectly okay with that. But my personal thing was, I'm not going to go through that route. If that is the route, I don't want that school. Whatever that school is, let it be the best school in the town. I don't think I'm missing out on anything. Second, there are some schools who takes the test for the second grader or sixth grader, what standard they are, and they fail them or they pass them. I feel elementary till sixth or seventh grade, if the school is just doing this, that they're taking test, they're testing your kids, what level you are and all those things. At okay level is fine. But I've been to some of the schools, they were like, oh, you need to prepare for this and then come back and then we'll give you the admission. I said, no, I'm not coming back. I'm not going to the school where you're just giving admission to the kids to the second grade and sixth grade and you're asking them tons of questions. And I don't like, simple thing is okay, but they had a regular exam kind of thing, which I hate. I did not go to those schools also. You can call me crazy if you want to, but this is what I am. I really don't believe putting this much of pressure on the kids. Like, they go to the exam, we prepare them, and they go through all this hell of the thing just to get the admission. And then if they don't, you will be like disappointed. Your kids are disappointed. I don't want to go through that route. It's not that my kids can't clear the exam. It's me. I don't want to go through that at this early age. This is perfectly fine if you find this stupid or not matching to your thoughts, but I don't think so it's needed. So these are the schools which were trying to do that. I don't know why, but they have their own reasons for that, which is perfectly fine. Actually, it's really getting hot here. It's February 24th, 2023, and it's pretty hot right now. I'm enjoying the sugarcane juice, coconut water, all those things that keep myself hydrated. But anyways, going back to the topic. So I chose CBSE school for a few reasons, right? I would have put my kids into the schools where they can just get they can skip the language part, like English, Sanskrit, or whatever. Like, different state have different things. I really wanted them to go through this, because my whole purpose of bringing them to India one of the purpose actually, was to let them, understand India. Let them, go through the Indian way of living. Let them understand the Indian languages. Let them understand what things they do here. So all those things I really want to do. So that's why I put them into the school where they learn the language. They study with the kids who know the language. That's one of the good way to learn the language. It's a little painful for my six-year-old because she was having little challenges, that essays in Hindi and Vyakaran and all those sort of things, but she's catching up. I had a conversation with the school. They're ready to help her. We are helping her. She's learning a new language. She hates it sometimes, to be honest with you, but it's fine. Any language, if you want to learn, you will have those challenges. But I really wanted her to go through this, and I was making her understand, that what you're doing today, you're learning a new language, and this language will help you in your future. So that's my point of view. Sanskrit is a little more tougher than Hindi. I completely understand, but it's a curriculum. We want our kids to know the shlokas and all those things. It's good if they learn it. I've been to the MP board. I learned Sanskrit and everything. It's nothing I remember, but they get to know the language. It's good. So that's why I put them in the CBSE school. A lot of people worry too much when they're returning to India about the school. I would tell you that it's not a big deal. Don't break a sweat on it, that you'll not find a school or this is the best school you wanted first year from onwards. It's going to break, it's going to decide your kid's future. I don't believe in all those theories. God bless to the people who believe in this theory. I wanted a good school for my kids. It doesn't mean that if they get into the average school, it's going to change their life or they'll not be able to cope up. I think the basic things school should have is hygiene, security, and good teachers, right? They teach them and they help kids to grow and help them understand the subject what they're teaching, rather than a fancy school which is hosting a big time annual functions with a lot of dramas and all those things. Every school does that to attract parents. I don't care about it. It's not like that I don't get those questions from my friends or my relatives that why don't you put in one of the best school in Indore. You can afford it and it's a nice school your kids will go to. I completely find it not needed. I don't feel like it's a need, and I don't want to put kids through all this pressure and everything. So if you're planning to come back to India and you're thinking about coming back, and one of the worry you have how your kid will adjust, there's schools which make them adjust. I can comment about the 6th grade, 7th grade. I know somebody came in 7th grade also, 8th grade also. High school, I don't know much about it. If you guys want, I can check and let you know. But kids are very agile. They adapt pretty quickly. My kids can read all the signboards in Hindi now, which is fantastic within like few months. And they are loving it. When they read something which is written on the board in Hindi, they get too excited about it. So they figure it out. It's like that's the age where they can learn anything, I feel. Given all these things, I'm not saying that SC school or IB schools are bad. Different things for different people. Some people may want to put their kids to ICSC, which I heard. I never compared. It's a little bit tougher than the CBSC. There are more subjects and more rigorous. I don't want to go that route. At the same time, IB, I told you I don't want to go through that route because of the reason that I want them to learn the Indian way and study with the kids who are from this town, and they get to know more about it. Even if I go to another town like Bangalore or Mumbai or Pune, whatever, I'll continue the CBSC school. And I studied in state board school, and most of you must have done CBSC or state board, and we are doing okay. I think kids will do okay too. It's just like when you're not in the country, in India, you get to hear a lot of things from people. The education system is really bad. It's pretty exhaustive. Kids go through a lot, and all. It's all parents who are expecting a lot from their kids. When I was in a school, my parents were really happy if I make 60% or something like that. They were like, "Oh, you're first class. 60% is like big deal." Nowadays, parents are not getting impressed by 85 or 90%. So I don't know why. Well, what changed? Why they're doing it? The world is more competitive. Whatever the reasons, I'm not in that race. Maybe given my background or given the life I lived in America or whatever reason it is, right? I'm not in that race, so I'm not worried too much about that part. So don't worry too much about school. I tell you honestly, you will find a good school, and you will find a school where your kids can grow and learn and understand. The best part is, again, when your kids goes to the school in India, one of the things I like is they, if it's not too fancy school, they get to study with different kind of kids, So when I say different kind of kids, different level. Not everybody is privileged. Not everybody is very rich. Not everybody is very poor. But like average people, just like we studied. They get really happy if the another friend of them shared a crayon with them or a eraser with them or a pen with them. So that kind of school I wanted to send them. I didn't want to send them to a school where the iPad and all those things are needed. Those are like a necessary things for kids. It doesn't mean that I don't have those things. I do. But I wanted my kids to have a perspective of life when they're going to the school, just to, have good time, play with friends. Another thing I forgot to mention, the school I chose is have really good playground. Again, it's difficult to find in the big cities, but you will find some of the schools who does that. So my daughter plays basketball there, enjoys making friends, having fight on the basketball court with the other people, arguments, classical things. But that's how they learn, So that's about the schools. Don't worry too much about the school part. I wouldn't worry too much about school part. If you don't like the school in the first year, you can change it. It's not end of the world. I know your kids get used to the school. You don't want to change it, and all those sort of things comes to your mind. But making everything right in first shot is not possible. Hope it happens for you. It didn't happen for me. Getting everything right in the first place, like the school, home, office, blah blah blah. It's too tough. And if you try to have everything perfect in one shot, you'll have more disappointments, I feel, because there are so many things which are out of your control, and those things will come in play, and you'll have regrets. Just be flexible. Change the school if you don't like. What's a big deal about it? You're making a big move, man. You're coming from America or whatever Western country to here. Enjoy. I'm having a blast of my life. I'm having a good time. I'm not stressing too much about the scores my kids are making, and I'm really not worried about it. I feel they are, if they do okay, average in their life, it's fine. We are average people. It's just like we got lucky and got into software and at the right time maybe, and we went to America because somebody was willing to sponsor H1 for us or whatever. We went there, got into good companies or good places, made some money, got good exposure. It just all lucked out and some hard work also, of course. But at the same time, is it like a big deal? No, I don't feel your kids will suffer that much in India. They will have a blast. They'll make a lot of good friends, a lot of good things, lot of things to enjoy, especially the festivals. Celebration happen in the school, Navratri, Ganesh Chaturthi, Diwali, of course. All those festivals, it's a lot of fun. They'll learn a lot. They'll learn a lot. They learn the India perspective. They learn about India. Yeah, that's about the school. I'm really open to take any questions you have for about the schools or about anything, and you don't agree with me, I'm perfectly fine with that. That's fine. I don't know everything. I'm still figuring out, man. And that's how we figure out things. We try and experiment, we see things, we try it out and figure it out. That's how the world works. Everybody's doing the same thing. So no big deal. Let me know if you have any questions, and till the time, if you have any topic which you want me to cover, I'll cover that, in my free time or whenever I get some time. But again, thank you very much for giving me this much support and, liking my content. It just encouraged me, to do something more. And even if it touched one life or one person is able to make the decision or at least understand something which they wants to know, I'm happy. I'm really happy, I tell you that. If it helps you even one person to understand India or anything, for that matter. So have a good time, and chill, have fun. You'll make it if you really want to do it. If you don't, no problem, So that's the bad. Everything is good if you like it, enjoy. Thank you very much.